All right, we're going to talk about the Bengals game next.
Skip ahead to it.
We're going to skip ahead to it next because we got a super chat here, a $10 super chat from Ben, which we appreciate it, Ben. Thank you. Said Unk, meaning Joe Flacco.
Oh yeah.
For all the kids out there, actually the not kids out there, so I'm actually explaining that term to, is putting up MVP level stats. Career day, 109.4 passer rating. More than 470 passing yards, 4 touchdowns with his arm falling off, and we still lose because we couldn't get 50 plus. At this point, either let that man rest or get some new, I believe he means defensive personnel there for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's talk about the Bengals. The Bengals and the Bears, what a shootout this one was. What was the final score of this one? 47-42.
Well, I'm doing a scoregami check on that. There's no way we've had that before, right?
It feels like it could very well be
I gotta
scoregami.
find that.
The Chicago Bears win this game. While you're looking that up, the top 5 graded players that we had from the Chicago Bears, offensive tackle Darnell Wright was an absolute ass kicker in this game. 94.1 overall grade. Offensive guard Jonah Jackson, a 91.1. Edge rusher Austin Booker, a 90.0. Tight end Colson Loveland, the breakout game. Anybody who listened to the PFF NFL show last Wednesday can't be too shocked about that. I called that one out. Matchup against the linebackers and the safeties did not look promising for the Cincinnati Bengals, and guess what? He was not. Figured Colson Loveland would have a big day, and he did. Center Drew Dahlman, an 84.8. Quarterback Caleb Williams, a 90.8. Is that the best single game grade Caleb's had in the NFL? Gotta be.
Might be.
90.8?
I can check that too.
Gotta
That might be the best.
Cincinnati Bengals on the Bengals side of things, wide receiver T. Higgins with a 90.2. Offensive guard Dylan Fairchild, 72.9. Center Ted Karras with a 69.7. Jamar Chase with a 67.8. Edge rusher Joseph Osai, a 67.6. And then quarterback Joe Flacco, a 79.9.
So that is the first 90 of Caleb Williams' career, highest graded game of his career.
There we go.
Strangely, I have 2 other 47-42 games. We never had one until 2020. All 3 of these games involve a team from Ohio losing. 2020, the Ravens beat the Browns 47-42. The guys behind the glass are going to love this. The Chargers in 2021 beat the Browns 47-42. And then the Bears beat the Bengals 40. So all 3 of them, teams from Ohio, are 0-3 in 47-42 games. And they're all within the last 6 years. Very
impressive
strange
stuff.
Yeah.
Stat that told the story. What do you got?
The guys back there are very, very mad at me. Okay, so before the last 4 minutes where this game devolved into utter chaos, the story for me, and the story going into it, a lot of this for me was which of these 2 teams, or maybe both of them, was going to run the football well, right? Last week against the Ravens, the Bears struggled, but the couple weeks before that, they looked really good with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. Swift out for this game. Monangai had a huge game. The Bengals they'd been hot lately with Chase Brown and Samaje Perine on the ground the last couple weeks. One team kept that going, the Bears. The other one, the Bengals, did not. The rushing difference, 283 yards for the Bears. I believe it was 176 from Kyle Monangai, I think it was, and only 46 rushing yards for the Bengals. At a point where this game was 41-27, and Tremaine Edmonds had got what he thought was a pick 6, but was just an interception. He was ruled down by contact. The Bears' decisive edge in the run game was the difference in the game. Rushing grade almost 30 points higher. Run blocking grade 25 points higher. The Bears with a 91 run blocking grade as a team. I think that's just what you're seeing from the Bears right now, is that when they've gotten this offensive line going in recent weeks, Drew Dahlman and those guys up front are blocking, especially in the zone game, really well. How about the way that Kyle Monangai ran? Because as we saw at Rutgers, all he does is run angry every single carry. That's all he ever does.
It's my favorite trait of any running back.
Just pissed off.
Just running really pissed off.
That's Kyle Monangai to a T, and he's a 5'8" bowling ball doing it for sure. So, I mean, he took full advantage of his opportunity. He's going to get more touches. And then Caleb Williams as a scrambler as well, 5 carries for 53 yards. The Bengals had nothing on him. So I just think before all the nonsense in the last 5 minutes, because there was plenty of it, to me the difference in the 2 run games was really the difference in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals linebackers are rookies, but they are probably the biggest liability group of any defensive group in the NFL for any team. I mean,
the two secondaries we talked Dallas and Washington
right.
with the secondaries, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's on that level.
I think that's the conversation, right? Those are probably the three biggest liability position groups in the NFL right now. And when I say that for the Bengals, I mean that from a coverage and a run defense standpoint. I mean, these two guys, Demetrius Knight Jr., who I liked pre-draft, by the way, who I think can be a good linebacker in this league. He's just starting as a rookie alongside Barrett Carter, who is an undersized, sort of almost like linebacker safety type of a hybrid player because he doesn't have a ton of size to him as a traditional NFL linebacker. These two guys are playing the most snaps of any linebacker on the team. Knight had a 28.3 overall grade, and Barrett Carter had a 28.5 overall grade. You two starting linebackers have 30 grades. Like, you're really going to struggle in this game. And specifically, bring it back around to my stat that told the story, the Bengals' lack of contain on Caleb Williams. Dalton, I think it's kind of funny that Caleb Williams' highest graded game as a pro comes on the game where he had a 4.01 time to throw. Oh, we're not talking over 3 seconds.
I was going to say...
We're talking over 4 seconds.
It was quite a familiar game to him because this game at the end of it just looked like one of his old Pac-12 games.
He was wearing Trojan colors in this game. He was wearing if you put a USC helmet on him, you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference between this and his Heisman Trophy winning year. And I think that statement is an indictment on the Cincinnati Bengals. Because a lot of teams in the NFL have figured out how to not allow Caleb Williams to look like USC version of Caleb Williams. And the Bengals could not. And I think their lack of contain goes into it. There were 18 pressures on Caleb Williams in this game. He was only sacked on 2 of them. He had an 11.1 pressure to sack ratio. That's pretty low for Caleb Williams. That's pretty good. You like to see that. He was 12 for 18 with a 78.1 passing grade when outside the pocket. So when he was pressured and then rolling out of the pocket outside of the tackles, there was no linebacker, there was no spy, there was nobody to go over and get in his face and give him pressure and make him uncomfortable. He just became USC Caleb Williams. And again, I think that, yes, that's sort of a reminder of what Caleb Williams is as a quarterback when the ball is in his hand, the type of plays that he can make. But I think that speaks a lot more clearly of what the Bengals are on defense. And right now it is just not a good defense.
No, I mean, and the worst part about it for the Bengals, you started to see this with some of the interviews after the game. It feels like that's starting to fracture the locker room because this team is so one-sided, right? The way they lost to the Jets last week, the way they lost this game, when you had leads in the last 2 minutes here, I mean, they just can't make stops. And it's worse than ever. And you mentioned the pass rush. It's really non-existent without Trey Hendrickson, and who knows if they'll trade Hendrickson, who knows, and he was out with injury this week, who knows if they'll trade Logan Wilson as well. He's got a request on the table, and they're not playing him anyway, even if he was healthy, so what's the difference? You might as well trade him for something. This Bengal team is really they're at a crossroads right now, I think, because you've got just too many spots. You got too many spots other than quarterback and receiver. I mean, it doesn't matter. It could be Joe Burrow, Joe Montana, Joe Flacco, Billy Joe Armstrong. It don't matter, all right? I mean, it's just they can't find any defense. And in this game, when you're not running the ball well, I mean, look, it's great. Look, Joe Flacco, credit to him, man, for throwing for 470 yards and even finding a way. Because for a minute there, remember the comeback he had with the Jets against the Browns that time, and they got the onside kick and all that in Cleveland? It looked a lot like that, where it was, wow, Joe Flacco, miracle worker, but this team can't get a stop against anybody. It really doesn't. And that's the part more than anything. There was a road here. You win these last 2 games, you save your season. Joe Burrow's coming back.
Right.
39 to the Jets, 47 to the Bears.
Yeah.
This is just, I mean.
It's tough.
What is it? Somebody said they were the first team in like 60 years to score 38 and lose 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, no. Wow, I guess, yeah, the 1960s is 60 years ago. Yeah, it's crazy to say out loud. They're the first team since the 1960s to score more than, I think it was 38 points in each of the last 2 weeks and lose both.
I mean, yeah, that says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this also says it all. You saw the high run blocking grades, overall blocking grades from the Chicago Bears offensive line. Darnell Wright was my most impressive in this game. He looked like a bulldozer out there. 94.1 overall blocking grade, 95.5 run blocking grade. They had a 91.0 run blocking grade as a team. your defensive line's got to show up a lot better than that. And I just think that was the big issue for the Bengals in this game, and that's been a big issue for the Bengals the whole season, and why I think there's a lot of frustration on the defensive side of the ball is the guys on the defensive line and at the linebacker level, the players who are in the box, are just not getting it done. And some of them are young, right? I mean, you've got Shamar Stewart, Barrett Carter, Demetrius Knight, like these are rookies. This is still the first half. Now I know that we're halfway through, but like this is the first half of their rookie season. So I saw somebody in the chat saying like Trevor's trying so hard to like not be really hard on the Bengals linebackers, and I kind of am because like they are rookies. Linebackers tough.
And they're being
linebackers a difficult position to play in this league.
In the last few weeks, to me, they've been a little bit hung out to dry too. I mean, Oren Burks played 26 snaps in this game. Logan Wilson was inactive, but the last few weeks he hadn't been playing much anyway.
Right.
To me, you got two rookie linebackers out there trying to figure it out together. They're being hung out to dry a little bit.
So, and like the Colston Loveland game, Colston Loveland had, what was his final stat line in this one? He led the Bears 7 targets, 6 receptions, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. The first touchdown was great. They were able to target him in the red zone, and obviously I think that targeting Colston Loveland, getting him more involved in the red area is going to be key for them. But then that 58-yard pass, I mean, it's an over-the-middle play where he breaks one tackle and then he's gone. You know, so I think Colston Loveland had a great day. But I also think that, like, how bad the Bengals are in the middle of the field goes into Colston Loveland having a good day.
Sure.
Like,
I mean,
both of these things are true about them.
But he should be able to take advantage. I mean,
and he did.
It's a big time throw there from Caleb. One more point on Darnell Wright, just because I love to look these things up. 11 positively graded run blocks. Just outstanding stuff there in 33 snaps. I mean, that's just terrific stuff, and that's how you get a 95 pass or run blocking grade, I should say.
Monangai was awesome. You mentioned it. 26 carries, 176 rushing yards. That's a 6.8 yards per carry average. Obviously, the offensive line was great in front of him. Anything else on this game before we move on?
I mean, Caleb Williams, 2 big-time throws. The game-winning throw there to Loveland. 5 carries, 53 yards on the ground. Caught a touchdown, 2 catches.
He did.
2 catches in this game as well. I mean, Caleb Williams just did everything. It sure felt like one of those USC performances, and he did everything too. He deserves as much credit as anybody on the team because especially after the Bears lost that lead and it looked like, oh, here comes another classic Bears loss, he makes that throw to Loveland, and then Loveland does the rest. Caleb Williams deserves every bit of credit for this win as anybody else.
Yep. All right.